Hey, what's up guys, Eskizoo here, and welcome to episode 33 of Skilling to Glory. And the first thing we do in this episode is apply a bunch of contracts, because as you can see, a lot of players in the main team actually ran out of them. And then we do go, will be the first game of the episode where we actually come up against a subscriber who had a Premier League team in the 4-2-3-1 formation, and it was actually him starting off after 5 minutes already with Christian Eriksen. He plays a through ball there to Falcao. I tried to pass it back to my goalkeeper, and for some reason I got switched to the goalkeeper, which meant Joe Hart couldn't make a save. You can clearly see it from the replay. Joe Hart was just standing there, and then for an open net, really, my opponent makes it 1-0. Such a stupid goal to concede. Like, I seriously couldn't believe it. But then after 7 minutes, we do make it 1-1 there with Lacazette. A nice goal, getting us back into the game. Then in the 44th minute, we got another chance with Lacazette. Unfortunately, we end up losing the ball. Then we pick it up with Fekir. We go with the outside foot shot there. Good save from his goalkeeper. And that was pretty much it for the first half. Not a lot of stuff happened, really. The second half was a lot different, though. My opponent got himself quite a few chances. This is the first one. Ends up hitting the crossbar. Then a few minutes later, he passes it back to Eriksen. Goes with a finesse shot. Ends up hitting the post. Very, very unlucky for him. And then 67th minute, he has the ball there with Roberto Firmino. Cuts in there with a nice Burbison. Plays it on through to Falcao, who gets his second goal of the game and makes it 2-1, and gives him the lead back in this game as well. So yeah, we were losing, and I just didn't want to lose this game. From a corner, you can see we went on a run with Nani. We took a shot, it got deflected, and therefore it went into the back of the net, and that is also how the game ended. We end up drawing this game 2-2. I think if you look at the whole game, I think it would have been more deserved if my opponent got the 3 points, but also taking consideration, of course, that we conceded such a stupid early goal. So I felt that 2-2 was a fair result. Anyway, we're going to move on into the next game. We come up against a pretty strong looking team, a really strong defense, a strong midfield with Ibrahimovic, and also a legend. And again, also in this game, we start off terrible. I don't know what happened with my goalkeeper. Like, I tried to throw it to one of the midfielders. You can clearly see from the power bar as well from Joe Hart that it was almost full power. But for some reason he just threw it to a player that was really near him, which just didn't make sense because there were so many attackers crowded by that player, and I just don't really know why he did it. And it's actually something I've been noticing quite a bit lately. So if you notice it as well in FIFA, that the throws from goalkeepers are kind of broken, I would say, they don't really work properly, then let me know in the comments, because I feel this is really something that needs to get fixed, because I've actually conceded quite a few goals like this, also just playing on my main account. It really, really annoys me, so I just thought I would let you guys know as well. And yeah, as I mentioned, feel free to let me know in the comments if this actually ever happened to you. But anyway, throughout the game, we managed to get back into the game. We end up making it 2-1. I probably could have scored a bunch more goals, because you can see that, like I said, actually had quite a few chances in this game, but he just refused to score. Also, his goalkeeper seriously saved everything. In the 90th minute, we got another big chance there with Quadrado with some nice skills. Unfortunately, the shot was pretty bad, and therefore that one didn't go in either. So yeah, that is how the game ended. Ended up winning 2-1. We got the 3 points. So yeah, I was happy with the overall result. Then we move on into the next game, the third game of the episode, and we come up against a Premier League team in the 4-3-3 formation. Sort of a similar team that we actually came up against in the previous episode, I think. Also with Walcott and Lukaku in his squad. But we start off straight from kickoff with some skill moves with Nani. Then we play it on through to Lacazette. A tiny bit of lag. It wasn't really that annoying throughout the game, because I think it actually disappeared. We played on back to Nani. Unfortunately, the shot that we took went over. And that was kind of the first big chance we had. Then 38th minute, again Nani on the ball there with some nice skill moves. A nice roulette. We go with a finesse shot again. And this one went top corner, really, off the post. Then a really, really nice finish from Nani to give us a lead in this game. Then in the 53rd minute into the second half, it is Quadrado there on the right hand side with some skill moves as well. We tried to play it on through to Fekir. Actually was marked, but luckily enough, we managed to go through. Went with a finesse shot near post, and that one went in. I was really surprised that it actually went in, because I know near post shots in this game are kind of overpowered, but I didn't expect that finesse shots would go in that easily as well. So yeah, as I mentioned, I was kind of surprised. The 73rd minute, you can see a bad first touch from my opponent. I tried to cut in there with a scoop turn with Lacazette. He decided to go with a slide tackle, and therefore we end up picking a penalty. And if it would have gone in, it would have been 3-0 and game over. And that's what I think my opponent also was thinking of. And that is why he decided to press start, and he decided to rage quit. So that is how that game ended. We end up getting another 3 points from that game as well, which was nice. Now we move on. It will be the fourth game of the episode. We go up against a pretty strong looking Liga BVA side 4-4-2 formation with some really good players actually. And it was actually us with the first chance of the game, actually in the 45th minute. That is how the game kind of went. It was not really the most interesting game, I would say. Bad shot from Lacazette, to be fair. And yeah, an easy save for his goalkeeper. Then to the second half, it is again Lacazette going through the 1-1 with the goalkeeper. His defenders almost catched up. I tried to go for a shot near post, but you can see his goalkeeper came out as well. which was kind of annoying, and therefore I think the shot wasn't really that great either. And a couple minutes later, we managed to get another chance there with Quadrado actually after we pulled off some nice skill moves, and you can see there as well again his goalkeeper came out, which really annoyed me, and that was the kind of thing he constantly did every single time I was in the attack, apart from in the 66th minute, and that is when we actually scored with Fekir. A nice finesse shot past him, and we do make it 1-0 there. In the 90th minute, we go through with Lacazette, and guess what? His goalkeeper came out again. I tried to chip in, didn't really work out. Then we actually beat his goalkeeper again because he kept on running. We beat one defender with Dybala, then we took a shot and then actually got deflected by the other player who I decided to sub on, that is Pereira. And went actually still in off the crossbar, and that is how the game pretty much ended. Still a pretty weird goal to look at. I think it actually got bounced off his ass. I'm not really too sure, but that's what it looked like anyway. And yeah, that is how the game ended. My opponent didn't create a single thing, just like in the previous game where my opponent had 0 shots on target. So I actually had like a good feeling going into my final game, because I think at the start of this episode I had to win like 4 games in a row in order to actually promote to Division 1. Unfortunately, we end up drawing once, so that meant we had to win our final game in this division, and we were on a good streak, so I had a good feeling. So we go into this game, we come up against a Premier League team, 4-4-2 formation, and yeah, this game, I mean, we start off terrible. We give away a penalty after like 3 minutes, and I was like, okay, I've played games where I gave away like an early goal after a couple minutes already, and I still managed to win it, so it wasn't really that bad, but still, I was not happy with it. And then in the 12th minute, you can see right there, he actually makes it 2-0 with Danny Welbeck, and at this point I was so mad because it was seriously so unneeded to give away 2 silly goals after like 12 minutes. On top of that as well, he scored an offside goal with Lacazette, which of course did not count, which was a big shame because like we were like dominating this guy. We had so many chances in the first half. We could have easily scored 2 goals, but for some reason it was just not going already really. And you can see right there as well from that chance we had, he went on the counter. I tried to tackle Ramirez, didn't work out, and he has the ball with Sterling. He gets a bad touch with Welbeck, and he sort of makes I guess a foul on Alderweireld because I actually tried to pass. Then he gets the ball back, we intercept it. I tried to pass it back to Vertonghen, who I don't know what he did. He completely just went off balance, I guess. And then he makes it 3-0. I mean, are you actually kidding me? The way this game started was just so weird. Like, I didn't expect any of this because I was playing so well like the last 4 games or something. But then the next game, within 30 minutes, we concede 3 goals, which is unneeded because also this game we dominated the hell out of this guy. We had so many chances, but again, his goalkeeper was seriously everywhere and I just couldn't score. That was kind of the thing. It was just one of those games where nothing worked out well for us. I don't know how that's possible. Like, going from a really good streak to a really bad one within like minutes or something. It was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe it, and I was seriously about to turn off my Xbox when I conceded that 3rd goal, just because of that stupid mistake my defenders made. I just couldn't believe it. Anyway, I made some changes in the team. We do make it 3-1 there with, I think, Pereira. I'm not really too sure. And at this point, I was also on ultra attacking, on high pressure. I tried everything to just win this game. My opponent got himself a big chance to make it game over. There was still some minutes left to get 3 goals for us, but of course within like 10 minutes it was going to be impossible really, and that is what I already kind of expected. We got another big chance, but his goalkeeper saved it, and that is how the game ended. You can see overall stats, we had more shots than him, he had more possession, but that was because I guess he wasn't defensive at one point, and it's fair enough because I probably would have done the same thing because that guy of course also needed his points to gain promotion to Division 1, but that is how the game ended. Really disappointing. I expected something completely different. I expected that I actually would go to Division 1, but that didn't happen. Hopefully it will be in the next coming episodes. What I will do for the next episode is actually make 2 brand new squads, and hopefully we can win Division 2 and Division 1 with them. Anyway guys, that's going to be the end of this video. Still hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure to leave a like, would be very much appreciated. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.